All right, we'd like to welcome everybody out to the Painted Marlin right here at Jim's Pier. We appreciate them so much for hosting the event again this year. The 2022 Elite National Championship. This is a live redfish tournament for all the marbles, 2 Tidewater boats, Yamaha outboards, McLean trailer rigs on the line. My name is Pat Malone. I'll be your host the entire weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching on our social network pages. We appreciate you for being there for sure. Today is day 1. It's going to be a 3-day aggregate weight tournament. And at the conclusion of day 3, that is when we will determine the winners and the learners. As they said, hey, they never lose. They're always either winning or learning. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get things started here in just a few seconds. We appreciate you for tuning in. Guys are allowed 3 redfish per angler. This is the solo tour, so no teammates, no draw partners. Head-to-head, mano-a-mano for 3 giant Texas-sized redfish from 20 inches to 28 inches is what they can bring in per day. And at the end of the 3rd day, that's a possible 9 fish total to determine the national champion right here on the Elite Redfish Tournament Series. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. We won't be very long. We're about to get our first angler to come up and hit the stage right here in beautiful South Padre Island. And we sure appreciate the South Padre Island Tourism and Convention and Visitors Bureau for sponsoring the event again this year. What great partners and what a beautiful place to be. We appreciate them and we appreciate you. And we'll be right back with more on the Elite Redfish Tournament Series. All right, it's a beautiful day to be in South Padre Island, and we're so excited. Coming up first is going to be Gary Marino, Spotted Addiction Pro, and I know he's got family coming in town, and he's excited about the weekend, but today is Thursday, and we have got to get them on the board and get them counted up. Spotted Addiction, all the way from Baytown, and he's got 3 fish, and today we have every angler with a 3-fish limit and no dead fish. So as he comes to the stage, we're going to get ready to see what he's got. And I feel pretty good he's going to be leading this thing. Gary, welcome, my brother. Gary Marino. Let's put him on the board. We'll take care of the business first, and then we'll have some fun with it. Here we go. All right, he's going to need 0.01 to take the lead. 0.01. He's got 3 alive. Oh, he fell just short. Wouldn't that be bad? Yeah, you're the first one to weigh in. 15:44, the first one to weigh in, and you didn't take the lead. That's a bad day.
That's the story of my life right now.
Boy, let's do this. Let's get out your 2 best ones. And now, you know, I know you're in it for the big red, for the Bricknail Big Red, but you're going to save that for tomorrow?
Yeah, that's the plan. I may do it for the 3rd day.
Okay. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Get your 2 best ones. You can stand right where you are and hold them up. We're going to get a good picture of them. Great South Padre Island redfish. There we go, buddy. You can stand right behind the weigh table if you want to. Let me get this back. I know I'm not going to say anything right there, which you know I could. There we go, Gary. Hold them up. Let's get a good picture. That's fantastic. Now you can walk around to the front and get one. Let's get one like that. Everybody will get one behind the table, then one out front. That'll be awesome. Drop them in there, then we can come back and talk. All right. Give me just a minute. I'll kind of let you know when I'm ready for the next guy. All right, Mr. Gary, here you go, my brother. All right, now, 15:44 on 3 South Padre redfish. But was today, I mean, I know you would have caught the big ones if they had bit. Of course, that goes out saying. But was also in the back of your mind, like, I'm not going to do anything stupid on day 1. I'm going to make sure I got 3 fish. They're all alive. And then we'll see what day 2 happens. And maybe by day 3, you're on that big school of fish.
You know, I wished I could say yes, but today I fished really clean. The fish that I saw, the first stop that I made, the fish were eating. They just weren't big fish. I caught 5 or 6 out of that place. I went down to another area, and I didn't see very many big fish, but the ones that I did see, The little ones all ate. The ones that were a little bit bigger, just refusals after refusal.
Well, and do the little ones, it's kind of like all you guys, you fished all kinds of fish your whole life. But, in bass fishing, you'll see a big mama on the bed, and then there's this little bitty run out there, and you can never get her because he's going to come out and eat everything. Is it kind of like that? The little ones are the aggressive ones?
That's exactly what happened today.
Yeah.
I actually caught a couple of trout pitching at Redfish.
Wow, that's amazing. We could have had some painted marlin, could have done those things up back here.
Yeah, I could have at least eaten a good dinner.
We're going to do that. Regardless, we're going to do that. Talk about the conditions out there. I know that I heard somebody mention the water has gotten a little bit more muddy, and it's been pretty clear. And usually when you talk about South Padre, you're talking about emerald beaches, emerald water, white sandy beaches. It's usually beautiful down here. Talk about that muddy water, or the blurry water, maybe I should say.
And that's what it was. I know one of the areas it was kind of off-colored, cloudy, had some big drum in there that were just stirring it up. Again, the fish were kind of tailing them, but they wouldn't eat. So I went down to another area, down to the land cut, and I fished through there, left there, went down to some spoil areas, and kind of hit around through there. Open water just got really, really cloudy, dirty.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know you got some great sponsors. You got a great family. I've been reading everything they're posting all day long. And so let's say hello, let them know that you're doing okay, and thank your sponsors, and let's get ready for day 2.
Yes, sir. Nicole, love you. Kids, I'll see you all shortly. They're on their way home. I want to thank Republic Testing, Crisscross Creations, Caden Lures, El Pescador Boats, Rockport Marine, Finn's Braid, and, of course, Smith Optics. They did it great today.
All right, brother. Gary, thank you so much. You're in the lead, so, who knows? Maybe the computers all break down and freeze up, and you're the leader after day 1. But we'll see what happens. Come right here, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gary Marino, all the way from Baytown. And then I think I saw Winnie's Tony Viator getting ready to come next. Oh, he's helping people. Or is it him? Okay, he's doing both. He's doing both of them. All right, Stingery Restaurant Marina Pro, Mr. Tony Viator is coming up next. Tony, you got 3 of them?
Nope.
You got 2 of them?
Nope.
Do you have 1 of them?
I do have 1.
Because you have come up here with an empty bag and tried to play the host, so I'm glad to see there's 1.
Well, I got 1. I didn't fish very well today, so it's all my fault.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You got 1 fish on the board. We'll get it read, get it locked in. 5:39. Had a tough day out there. Tough day keeping them buttoned up. Tough day finding them. That blurry water that Gary mentioned, did that affect you too?
Yeah, the area I fished early was on the intercoastal, and that north wind blowing into it muddied it up pretty bad pretty quickly. And those heavy clouds we had early this morning did not help at all. But the fish were there, and I just couldn't get them to eat. And I finally got that fish to eat, and then after that, it was hook and lose.
Wow, just spitting it.
I had four fish that were that size, a little bit bigger maybe, that were, I'd hook them, they'd go 5-10 feet and come off. I really have no idea what the problem was.
Kind of like they're short striking it, just picking it up, but not really wanting to eat it. I hear him flopping. Let's get a good picture then. We're going to talk a little bit more. 5-3 down, and that is your big red as well right now. All right, let's step out there and get a good shot. All right, a good-looking South Padre Island redfish. We're going to put him in the Berkeley Live Redfish Experience tank, and then we're going to hear a little bit from Tony. Hey, don't come till I tell you guys your fish are going to be dry for a while. They looking okay over there? Them 4 and 5 pounders are ornery, though. You can't hardly get them to mess up with a billy club. So, I mean, it's got to be a small concession anyway. The fact that you're in an area with fish. With this little storm that came through, I mean, is it high pressure? Does it affect them like that? Do they just shut down because they're waiting for something to pass? What do you think it was?
I really don't know, because those fish should have ate. Actually, when I first got on, the water was a little bit murky, but actually usually that helps down here.
Yep.
And it wasn't. They just didn't want to eat. They just didn't want anything around them. They'd run as soon as they saw bait. Later in the day, the wind gave me a hard time. I made some bad casts and stuff, but that's part of fishing.
Is that an area that you think that, okay, I have found fish. I'm not going to leave fish to hunt fish. I just got to get there at the right time. Something's off. They're going to eat an hour later, 30 minutes sooner. Do you feel like you're going to go back to that area, or are you going to try to do something totally different?
Well,
Or it'll be a game time decision?
I left them about 1 o'clock, I guess. I left them and went and looked at 2 spots that I hadn't even looked at. I just thought, well, that looks good. I'll go see if I can find a fish there. And that's where I started pulling off fish, was those there. Those fish were eating. They just, I don't know if they were short striking or what, but they were in muddy water, but they were up in real shallow muddy water, so you could see them moving around. They were easy to find. I may just try to hit them first thing in the morning and see if I can get 3 in the box, and then try to upgrade from there.
Yeah, that's kind of the big goal now, is to get that limit. And everybody thinks that when they go out in the morning, I'm going to get my limit. That's what I want to do. Stingery, I know that's a great place to eat. We're excited about that place. I hope we can get down there soon. Talk about them and your other sponsors.
Well, best restaurant on the Bolivar Peninsula, best views you could possibly have, most wonderful sunsets you'll ever see. Jorgensen Marine, if you need an SEB boat, skeeter boat, Pathfinder, they sell a whole bunch of them, shallow sports. The Lodge at Pipkin Ranch Outfitters, the Lodge at Pipkin Ranch. Thank y'all for letting me do this. And Sarge, my rod sponsor, does a real good job for me, and I can't leave out the redhead.
I was just fixing to say, I know that that's close to your heart, and save the best for last.
Yeah, she'll be here tomorrow. She was 20 minutes away when I got to the boat dock here, so I told her just go to the house. I kind of stunk it up today, so you don't want to see.
Not worth coming to see. That's not true. You never stink it up that bad. Tony, you're on the board, buddy, and I know you hope for a lot better, but I know you got no quit in you. You'll get out there tomorrow, and you'll give them heck again.
I'll be out there.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you so much. Tony Viator on the board. Who we got coming up next over there? Coming up next all the way from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, Sport Trail Trailers Pro, Mr. Bo Favre in that Mamba boat. I know he's got 3 of them. Not the boats, the fish. Say, Angie's not going to go for 3. She might go for 1, but she ain't going for that 3rd, huh?
No, I already got 3, so you don't like that a whole lot.
Yeah, well, we got 1 of them we can get rid of. We can call 1, can't we? All right, here we go. 1544 is the leader. Bo, you got 3 in there, right? Yeah. Only says 2 right there, so let me make sure I get that checked right. 1544 is what he needs. 1534, 10 100s behind the leader, and he's got a big red. Get the other 2 out and leave your biggest one in there. Marino is still leading with 1544, and that's you just got past a good challenger right there. There we go. That's the one. You can bring the boy out of Mississippi, but you ain't taking Mississippi. No, I'm teasing, buddy. I've already got him on there. He's a 4-pounder. So really good job, buddy. Really solid
That's
fish.
What the other ones were.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so in order to have the big fish, you're going to need something bigger than 539. I think you got that. Read your scale. Get you locked in at 776. Pick that one up. All right, then you can get out front there and get you one. Fantastic. Look at that young spry thing. He just jumps down, son. The host goes down all 3 sets of stairs. Needs to get his with Skechers shoes waiting for him at the bottom of it, and you just jump down right there. 1534, you didn't take the lead, but you are 10 100s behind, and you do have the big red at this point. So a little bit better day than some of the previous anglers that weighed in. What do you think was the difference? Did you have some of that murky water too, or was it pretty clear where you were?
A little of both. Some sides where I was at was clean, some sides was dirty, but plenty of fish. I saw a lot of fish today. I just can't get them to eat. I probably saw 200 fish, probably threw it 100 fish. I think I caught 7 fish today, 1 over, and that's what I had to bring in. So a couple was too small, 19.5-inch fish, but lucky to have that one big one. There's plenty of them like that 7 3/4 out there. Man, it's hard to get them to eat.
Well, what was the difference on him? Did you change up a color? Sometimes now you've said this before. I got stranded. I was stuck on a mud flap, and they just came. I got lucky. Did you just get lucky on him, or was there a little bit of strategy to it?
No, it wasn't lucky. He was 40 yards away, made a perfect cast. He ate actually that was a Berkeley Gulp Starry Night shrimp, the new translucent Berkeley baits. These fish, you can't put it right on top of them. You got to get out in front of them 2 or 3 foot and let them see it way out there in front of them instead of right up against their face. Right against their face, you're not catching them. They're gone.
So they know, and it sounds a lot like South Florida where it's so crystal clear water and everything. They know that nothing ever presents itself right to them. They got to chase everything. And so that sounds like some pretty good inside baseball information right there to make sure you let him come to the bait. You got to put it where you think it, man, that's got to be tough fishing though.
Yeah, that's right. You want it like it's getting away from him. That way he charges it and gets it. Because that little step, like we do in Louisiana, jigging it right there in front of his face, that ain't going to work here.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Well, I know Angie's watching, and I know you got some great sponsors. I want to hear about the Mamba and how it did out there, and talk about all that stuff, Bo.
Oh, yeah, the Mamba, I was holding it back this morning, and we got a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit. That thing was ready to roll. I was 59, 58, 59 and something.
60.1, 60.2.
Back down, back down, back down. and, but it was eating it up. It was a little choppy once we crossed over Port Mansfield going that way this morning. It's pretty choppy. 60 the whole way. I mean, nice and comfortable. Bad boat. I love it.
That's good.
Out of all 4 boats I've had, that's the one I like best.
Man, that's awesome. And you got some other great sponsors.
Oh, yeah, Sport Trail Trailer.
Hauls the Mamba.
It hauled the Mamba.
Hauled it from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, all the way to South Padre. How many hours or miles is that?
I don't know miles. I know it's 12 and a half hours to get here. That's doing 80.
That's unreal. So there's no speed limit on the trucks, just the boats.
Yeah, that's right. But, I'd like to thank also JH Custom Rods. Real good rod. Mr. Jim Hampton over in Houston down there. Makes a really good rod. Berkeley Baits, Abu Garcia, Torch Eyewear.
Able to see them good down here in this clean water?
Oh, yeah, and Boathouse.
All right, brother. Well, I know you probably already said hello to the fam. I know that I led you into that. And they probably won't make this trip, but I know they'll be watching. Bo, great day one, buddy. Bo Farr from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Angie and all the kids, y'all know he's thinking of you. And we wish you were with us down here. But we are glad that you loaned us Bo for just a little bit. Looks like coming up next, all the way from Port O'Connor, Texas Ranger Whiskey Pro, Mr. Will Granberry. Will, we got 1544 leading it with a 776 from Bo on the big red. Let's put them on the board and see what you got. You got 3 of them in there?
I do have 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 fish, 3 alive, no dead fish today. Read your scales and lock you in at 1684. 1684. In my math, that means you're leading this thing. Man, y'all can clap. You can clap.
I ran out of fingers and toes.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, I saw you sitting in there having a Mai Tai or something, and I was like, I should have known you were pretty good. And what's funny about those, and we're going to get a picture of them real fast, and then we'll talk. What's funny about those is you only had one we really had to measure.
Yes, sir.
And really, that was a technicality, just like we need to measure one.
Yes, sir.
These are not real long fish.
No, sir, they're not. They're healthy fish. They're some of the healthier fish are. They're all healthy. There's fatter fish, I guess you could say, that I found. And I fished really clean today. I fished really good. I found the type of water that I like to fish. A lot of this country is very similar to the kind of country that I fish back home. A lot of clear water. Knowing that and knowing how I like to do it back home, I put those two together and found the recipe that I liked. And it was holding the size fish that I was after. And I think today it kind of worked for itself.
I do too. And you're also in the big red, so we're going to have to weigh one for that. Once you get your 2 smaller ones out and leave the one biggest one in there, how's that sound? Yes, sir. 1684. Wow, there you go. There you go. Tough day out there for a lot of guys. And usually down here, 1684, you'd be kind of a little bit disappointed in that too. But I'm going to tell you what, I'll guarantee you, you are happy as a pig in slop that you've got that today. What a great day one to kick this thing off with. I got you, buddy. I got you. That's your big one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You want me to open this up?
Yeah, we will in a minute. Let's get the business done first. Your biggest redfish is going to be 725. 725. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to trade out. I want you to get that 7 out and drop your worst one. I'll even hold it up here for you.
Thank you, sir.
Stay right where you are. Let's get a picture right here. Then we're going to go out front. There we go. Thank you, Bo. And then we'll go out front. Brother, great job. Let's get them back in that Berkeley Live Redfish Experience tank. Then we want to hear all the information on how you caught it, what you caught them on. I mean, we want everybody to be on the same level playing field, and evidently we need some help. No, I'm just teasing. So I know you've got Texas whiskey, Texas Ranger whiskey,
Yes, sir.
and you've got a lot of friends watching, a lot of people pulling for you and all that. Let's just talk a little bit about that and how much it means to you to have that support.
Yes, sir. It means the world. I couldn't do it without their support. My family, my friends, my loved ones, my sponsors, all of that effort from each of those individuals goes in to make this happen for us and for me in particular. And I just can't be thankful enough to each and every one of those folks.
Now, we rarely do this, but I want to give you a chance. You guide. I mean, that's what you do.
Yes,
You
sir.
guide, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
the Port O'Connor area.
Yes, sir.
And how can folks get a hold of you if they want to come down and catch a fish of a lifetime right there in Port O'Connor? You said it fishes similar to this, some similar clean water for sure.
It does, absolutely. It's very simple. It's bayfishingportoconnor.com.
Bayfishingportoconnor.com, and you catch everything from trout to redfish to flounder to sharks, and you'll even let a wade fish for giant tiger sharks, right?
If that's what they want to do, I'm down like 4 flat tires. I fish for a lot of sharks. I do a lot of tarpon fishing in the summer, and then, trout and redfish are year-round. So, yeah, we cover it all.
You got anybody else you want to thank or say hello to?
Just my family, my mom and dad, and my girlfriend Erica. Just everybody, all my sponsors. I'll get more into them tomorrow, but just today I wanted to concentrate on family because without their support, it's everything.
And you know what? At the end of the day, without them being there when you get home, it ain't home.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Also, my oldest daughter, she's in my thoughts. She's off at school, so she's been doing really well, so I'm very proud of her. And my youngest daughter doing good, too, so just everything's good.
Life is good for Mr. Will Granberry, and he's in the lead at the Elite Redfish Series,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's not bad either.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, big boy. We'll see you in the morning. We get ready to launch for day 2, and I know that you're going to give it a good run this entire weekend, buddy. First year on the tour, and really proud of him and what he's done, and we'll have more about that later. All right, here we go. Another angler with his first year on the tour, but he's also from Victoria, so that's pretty close. Mr. Mark Robinson, y'all put your hands together for Mark. Come on up, buddy. You got 3 of them today, don't you?
I got 3.
Okay, business first, business first. Okay, the scales are wrong. Okay,
It's too light.
here we go. Mark needs 1684. He's got 3 fish, 3 alive. Your day 1 leader with 1905. 1905, brother. Take out your 2 shorties and leave that 1 big one in there, and let's see how much your big red weighs today. Big red looks like, well, Bo's got a 776, and the way my eyes work, sometimes that might be a 796. So he can gain 2100s on the tour at any moment. You got him? Take your time. And we got time. We can check a couple if we need to. You got 19 pounds. You ain't gonna have too many of them over 7. Okay. It ain't gonna be like even I know how to do that. All right, here we go. 776. Would he do it to his friend? Would he do it to his friend? Not on day 1. 748. 748. All right, you got those 2? I'm gonna trade you out. Get the good one. There we go. Get you a good picture, Mark. Thank you guys for putting your hands together. That's awesome. Those fish look good in that live redfish experience tank. For $25.95, you can get a rod and come over here and go ahead and get your limit started on tomorrow. We here to make money, dog. We got to make some money. Here you go. Once we start talking about sponsors, Tony's probably got me straight. All right, my brother. So let's get it locked in before the computers fail or something. Here we go. So 1905 and 748. I told you something was going to happen. I feel it. Told you. Hey, but again, I mean, that's just good compared to today. That's not what you thought would be good probably when you were catching it, or did you know it was going to be tough?
No, I knew it was going to be a little tough. Those fish are always hard to catch, but I was thinking 22, 23 pounds, but I came in with 1 5-pounder, so I had 2 nice fish. One of them was real skinny, one of my bigger ones, but I saw several big fish. Couldn't get them to bite. Story of everybody today. Like Bo said, he saw 200 fish, casted 100. I did the same thing. Just casting. I tried dead sticking them, letting them swim to it. I tried everything. Nothing worked. Just every once in a while you get the right fish and he'd eat. I probably caught 15 fish though, so I had a good day of fishing. So just not the right ones, but so far so good, I guess.
And you're a guide and an outfitter too. Do you agree? And is it correct that down here, that clear water and those long casts in front of the fish and just hope he happens to come that way? I mean, you're really not going to drop it on them and make them bite it, are you?
Not too often. They're extra spooky in this clear water. But what I needed was some cracked crab. That would have got all of them.
Yeah, why not? Why? I mean, you just,
That would have been some of my guide tricks there.
yeah, just do whatever you need to do is for customers. But out here it's competition, and you do it very well for sure. And I know. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble. Bronson, I know. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. We got so many guys on the tour that have new kids and new babies and stuff. Bronson and Allie, we appreciate them so much for letting you come do this. I know you want to say hi to them, and I know you want to thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I know they're at home watching. So hey, babe, hey Bronson, hi to my mom, my dad, everybody else who's watching, all my fans and supporters and sponsors and all that. We couldn't do it without y'all. Glad y'all are home taking care of everything while I'm on the road hanging out with Pat.
Having a ton of fun.
But yeah, we want to thank South Padre also for having us. It's always a great time down here. It's always beautiful. I want to thank Waterloo Rods, Coastline Trailers, Mercury Outboards, Power Pole. I just got my new power pole on my boat finally, and I needed it. I've been needing it, so glad they got that to me. And
Now you're coming off a big win in that Tidewater Cat. Now you're down here in this stealthy water, crystal clear, super shallow. You still liking what you got?
I'm still floating up there where they're at.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff.
I'm definitely floating where some people can't, and it's definitely helping a lot.
That's awesome stuff. Mark, I know you'll be ready for day 2. Good luck tomorrow, and way to bring him in on day 1.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Mark Robinson from Victoria. And then we're going to go next to Mr. Jay Andrew. This is your High Torque of Texas Pro. He's coming up, and I know I've seen 1 or 2 in there. How many we got, Jay? We got 2? Okay, you got 2 of them. Back on stage again, brother. Now, it's been a while. You got everything all healed up, and you're back ready to roll, getting ready for 2023. How'd it feel to get out there and just get a day of fishing in? Everything works. Nothing broke down. You got out. You got back. It's got to feel pretty rewarding.
Couple mistakes today on my part for sure. The fish were not biting. Just like Bo said, I saw a lot of fish, and they were just no matter what, floating. It didn't matter. They were gone quick.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get these weight up and get you on the board. We got you right now. Get you locked in. 1047 and 1047. Now, unless one of those is like a 7-pounder, then we won't worry about the big red today. We'll do that tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you saw some big ones?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I found fish. It just didn't find the ones that were hungry.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Every day that this little front gets past us, and I've heard they've been coming every morning, that there's some kind of a front comes through. Watch what happens Saturday afternoon. I bet you it's on like Donkey Kong. If not Saturday, Sunday, while everybody's driving back home.
Yeah,
You're going to be getting reports of 30-pound stringers out here. Well, let's get them up and get a good picture. Then we're going to talk for a few moments. All right, I think we got somebody going to grab them from you. If you just step behind that banner wall right there. Okay, well, you know what? And you hear this all the time. You can't win it on day one, but you can lose it. Come in and have a fish over, or come in and something happened to you out there. Equipment all worked great. Everything running good. You ready to roll for day two?
Funny story is about 45 minutes into this morning, I was running pretty shallow, and I went to avoid something, and my kill switch got caught on my steering wheel, and it shut me down. And then I had to troll for probably about 40 minutes.
Oh, because you come off plane.
Yes, sir. It shut me down fast. Too early in the day, recovered, lost a few fish, had a couple bites, but the ones that I was really targeting wanted no part of it.
Yeah, now you got here early, or you made 2 trips or something. I remember, and you were kind of excited about what you saw in pre-fishing. But to hear everybody out here who doesn't miss a tournament, you know what I'm saying, and they're saying, man, these fish have got lockjaw, something's going on. You got to feel a little bit better. Sometimes you feel like it's only you. Everybody else is going to have 25 pounds when I get in. I'm the only one that's not going to have it. You got to have a little jump in your step now, knowing that, hey, everybody really kind of struggled. Even 19 pounds in South Padre is not a great big limit. So I know you haven't put together a game plan for tomorrow. More of the same, different area. You got a B spot. You're going to go see if they're receptive.
I'm going to a whole different area tomorrow.
Okay.
I got 2 other spots that I'm gonna work hard on. So.
Okay. I know you got friends watching, and I know you got sponsors. Let's say hello to them.
First and foremost, I want to thank Scott Schalutz from High Torque of Texas. He's a big part of helping me do this year for sure. And Livingston Lures. Actually, I got some good bites this morning on their topwater stuff early. Mercury Engines, powerhouses for me. Mayak Boats, friends, family. Just thanks you all.
All right, brother. Well, we know we'll be ready to do it in the morning when we head out here. Mr. J. Andrew, one more time, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you. And then we'll just give you a real quick rundown right here. Mark Robinson is in the lead. 1905. 1905, right behind him with 1684 is your Texas Ranger Whiskey Pro, Will Granberry. Gary Marino's in third. He'll have his big cheering section out here this weekend, and we look forward to seeing them. 1544. 1534 is Bo Favre sitting in 4th place right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Tony Viator is right behind that, right after J. Andrew with 1047. So that's kind of your top 6, top 7 right there. It's going to be a great day to be in South Padre again tomorrow. The weather's beautiful. The fishing's fine. Just a little bit tough, but that challenges these pros. It can't always be easy. You know, somebody said you can go in Louisiana and throw a beer can on a rope and catch a record fish. That's not going to be that way this weekend. You're battling for a lot of top prizes, 2 Tidewater rigs, $10,000 for first, $5,000 for second on a very limited field, plus those 2 boats. There's a lot on the line, and these guys are making sure that they are prepared for it. And I can guarantee you that as the week goes on, they're going to, kind of like building blocks, they're going to learn something one day, add it to the day before, and by the time Saturday gets here, these guys are going to have something figured out for you. So with that, we're going to sign off for now. My name is Pat Malone. It's been great to be with you. We hope you'll tune in again tomorrow on the Elite Fishing Series fan page, and we look forward to seeing everybody. We get together and do this all again on day 2 right here at the National Championship presented by Visit South Padre Island. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.